Hey guys, I'm reviewing this week's Doctor Who episode, which is The Rings of Akhaten, however you pronounce it. Not sure if that's right, but anyway. To start with, I love how they explain the leaf, because last week I was left really confused about what was going on there, because it was very cryptic the way she said it was the first page, but it was all, with the whole being how her parents met, explained it perfectly, so I'm very happy with that. But Clara's identity still confuses the hell out of me. I still have no idea who she is, and I don't want to theorise too much, because obviously Moffat could pull a 180 on us at the last minute, and she can turn out to be completely different. So, one thing that I really liked was her book analogy for when the Doctor asked her where she wanted to go, because it's definitely true. If somebody asks you what your favourite book is, you instantly forget every single book you've ever read. It's happened to me multiple times, so I'm sure everybody else experienced it at least once. Well, everybody who is an avid reader like me, but yeah, one other thing that I picked up on in this episode is all the grandfather references, and I think maybe Moffat might be hinting something with that, because there were a lot of grandfather references in this episode, especially when the Doctor said that he'd been there before with his granddaughter, and well, it's no secret to people who know me in real life. They know that I cannot stand Susan Foreman. I tried to like her, I really did, but I think something about her personality just doesn't click with me, and as much as I try to like her, I just can't. And I was watching the Five Doctors this morning, and I just said, "Oh God, Susan, stop." Sorry to all you Susan fans out there, I just can't stand her. I've tried. But also, when they were talking to the people on the new planet, I was thinking, surely the TARDIS should have translated some of that? I'm sure it was probably just an oversight, but usually when the TARDIS goes to a new place, it will automatically translate the language, and I'm sure that they've done it with the Judoon before, so I think it was probably just creative license, so I'm not going to get too picky about that. Well, obviously, they're in a new planet, they're going to have to show at least some language boundaries to kind of keep the idea that they are actually in a new planet and not just there's obviously going to be some difficulties there. Yeah, so far the monsters this episode were quite creepy. I definitely thought they were definitely scarier than last week, even though they weren't particularly scary. But they were creepy. More creepy than scary. So yeah, one thing I did like was the TARDIS not opening for Clara. Well, as much as it would have been, yeah, I think if Clara had managed to get in, it would have been a lot less dramatic. And to be honest, I think the TARDIS has the right to get a bit moody with the Doctor's companions, because she's been putting up with a lot of shit over the years. So I think the TARDIS has the right to shut one companion out. Besides, the TARDIS has a mind of her own. So I like the fact that they're giving the TARDIS a character this season, because other than the Doctor's wife, they didn't really go into that in the previous seasons. So I think it's a nice twist. But yeah, I think another thing that was brought up this episode was the fact that the Doctor is still in awe of all humanity. Even though what he's seen in the past, what he's done, he still believes in people who he comes across. Even though it's not really humanity, he still believes in it. He just comes across new things, and he is in awe of everything that he sees. I mean, as Christopher Eccleston said, he sees a blue-headed alien and reacts to it in the same awed emotion that he does with humans and everything else. And I think that's just a brilliant viewpoint to have when it comes to Doctor Who and life in general, because it's definitely a better viewpoint to have than the viewpoint that some people in this world do, because everybody is different and we should all accept each other. I know that sounds really cliche, but I think Doctor Who does that brilliantly, because even though these people are aliens and from different planets, they're still human, and they're given human characteristics. So anyway, going on to his speech, it did actually make me emotional a little bit, because he does believe in humanity, he doesn't believe in himself, because he wants to forget what he's done, because he has committed genocide. He has wiped out entire races. He did come out of the Time War alone. So I think he definitely wants to get over that, but he can't forgive himself. So I do believe that he needs to accept what he's done and move on, even though that's going to be ridiculously difficult because he has to shoulder the burden by himself. But it's definitely part of his personality to feel bad, to feel ridiculously remorseful over what he's done. Bad is a bit tame for what he probably feels about himself. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and if you like it, please subscribe and leave comments. Well, this has been Kenny the Panda, and thanks for watching. Bye!